Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you for joining me today. Today I have on my table the fixings for turkey stuffing balls. I found this recipe online and thought I have to give it a try. I like turkey, I like dressing, so why not? So I'm just going to get on into it. I have my recipe right here. I'm going to move things around so I can read my recipe. First thing we have, it says in a large bowl. I have my large bowl. It says combine mashed potatoes. So I have prepared mashed potatoes over here. Stuffing, which it calls for boxed stuffing. I've never used boxed stuffing, so I really don't know if I like boxed stuffing or not. But turkey, Parmesan cheese, egg, breadcrumbs, salt and pepper. So that's pretty much all that's in it. So first off, I have 2 cups of turkey. I used a turkey roast and just cubed it up real small, but I have 2 cups of turkey in here. So we are going to use 2 cups of mashed potatoes. So I'm just going to start putting my mashed potatoes in my measuring cup here. See, I got my okay, so this is 1 cup right here. I'm thinking the mashed potatoes are probably like a binding for this, so we're going to find out if we like it or not. This is going to be taste tested. This is the day before Thanksgiving, so I have plenty of time. If I don't care for this, I can make a regular dressing, because I could do that in the morning in no time. So we have our 2 cups of mashed potatoes. It calls for 2 cups of stuffing. So I'm going to put my cup in there. And I got cornbread stuffing because that's the kind of dressing that I normally make, is cornbread dressing. So here's our stuffing. We're going to try to get 2 cups in here. So there's 1. Ooh, and I can smell all the seasonings and spices in that too. There ain't much left in there. I'm just going to put the whole box in there. If I have to, I'll put a little extra liquid. So we have our, oh, it said 1 cup of shredded turkey. Sorry, I got 2 cups of shredded turkey. Half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Okay, I am using the Bel Gioso Parmesan, shredded Parmesan. Let's see if I can open this. I'm not about difficulties today. I'll just use my sharp thing and get it open. And my garbage can is over here. So we are getting half a cup of grated Parmesan. Well, I better lay my half a cup in there and fill it with my hands, because I want to make sure, since I've never done this recipe before, I want to make sure I have my measurements correct. Our next thing is going to be a egg beaten. I'm just going to have an egg already in my little bowl here. I'm just going to whisk it really good here. So 1 egg beaten. Now our next ingredient is 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. I'm just using what I have on hand here, which is garlic and herbs. So we're going to have extra flavorings. So there's a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs and salt and pepper. So we have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So there's our 1/4 teaspoon of salt. and 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. So there's our pepper. So now we combine this really good. So we're going to have extra turkey because I misread that. I thought it said 2 cups of turkey, but it only said 1. What I may do is, and I added a little extra of the stuffing in there, so I may add a little extra potato in there. But we're going to get this just mixed up, and then we're going to start putting it on our baking sheet. Okay, so now our next step is I'm going to use a cookie scoop, but we are to form these into 1-inch balls, place them on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Now I have my oven preheating to 375. So what I'm going to do, these are going to be small, which I would actually like them bigger. Now what I am going to do is I'm just going to go on and scoop, and then I'm going to form them into better balls after I get them on this sheet, my cookie sheet. Because I imagine mine are going to be a tad bit bigger than the 1-inch. Because this is actually going to be a side for us, like dressing is. I'm not making dressing this year. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, my nose itches. But I'm not making dressing this year. This is what I'm making in lieu of dressing, because a lot of times I have dressing left, and if I have these left, I could pop them in a little Ziploc bag and throw them in the freezer. So that would work. So now I have 2 trays of the turkey dressing balls. I'm going to put them in the oven. Just hang with me. Okay, so my oven is preheated to 375, and we're going to do that for 15 to 20 minutes. While we're waiting on those, I'm going to get started on my green bean casserole. Yes, it is the normal one. It is the southern one where you just take cans of green beans with cream of mushroom. Just make it. So I'll let y'all see this too. So just hang with me. I'm setting the timer. Okay, so now to get started with our green bean casserole, I literally use the recipe off the back of French's. I may add a little extra in there. But we're going to start off by opening our cans of beans. I am going to strain these because you don't want all that juice in there. Let me see what it says. Cooked cut green beans. So I know they're going to be strained. So let's get us 4 cups of beans. And And you probably notice most everything I'm doing right now is out of a box or a can. That's because it's what I have right now. I do have some canned green beans, but I need to go in and use up what's in my pantry. This is some long-term pantry items that I need to go in and get used up. And the reason I say I need to go in and use these up is because they're probably going to be going out of date. Yeah, these actually don't go out for a couple more years, which is crazy that string beans go that long. But there's our 4 cups of our string beans. So now we're getting our cream of mushroom soup. Now, I know a lot of people do not like green bean casserole. It is one of my favorite things of Thanksgiving. Don't know why, but it is. I love green bean casserole. So, we've got our soup. We got to have our milk, which it calls for 3/4 cup of milk. We're going to eyeball that. Here's our 3/4 cups of milk. And our pepper. How much pepper? 1/8 of a teaspoon. I always use 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper because I love the black pepper in this. So I go in and use a whole 1/4 of a teaspoon. So now we are going to mix this up. And I'm going to do it for sake, you know, for recipe's sake, do it like they have on the back of the thing. And I don't know if you can see it here, but it's a soupy thing. I know a lot of people put cheese in theirs. I've seen a lot of recipes. I do not do that. I do not like cheese in it at all. Never have. So we've got all that mixed. We are going to bake this at 350 for 30 minutes. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to put this in a casserole dish. So 1 second, let me get my dish. Okay, so I'm to stir in 2/3 cup of the fried onions into the mix. That does add a lot of flavor. And that's part of the reason why we don't add salt to it, is because it's got a lot of salt in the French fried onions. So I'm just going to eyeball it here. I like a little more than that in mine. Okay, so we're going to just stir that in. And then what we are going to do is just pour this over into our casserole dish. I do like just the traditional green bean casserole. It's kind of what I grew up on. Like I said, I don't like the cheese and all of that in there. Now, I have made this with mixed vegetables, and it was delicious. Okay, and now we are going to top the casserole with the fried onions. Now, I am going to use my hands to do this, so my hands are clean. Don't fret. And it calls for 1 1/3. I think the more of these you put on there, the better it is. I try to use the whole container, because I'm not going to, this is the only thing I use fried onions for. So I like to put a nice layer of fried onions. So got that poured out in there. But right now what we have to do is wait for our turkey dressing balls to be done. But this is our green bean casserole ready to go in the oven. I thought while we waited on this, I would go on and make some cranberry sauce. How I do that is I take 1 bag of cranberries. Oops. Take 1 full bag of cranberries, 1 cup of water, and 1 cup of sugar. What I will do is let this come to a boil and it will start popping the berries. So I'll bring you back as that's cooking. Okay, our cranberry sauce is just about done. I do like to have some still berry form. So I'm just stirring it. I like it to be a little thicker consistency. I don't know if you can see it bubbling, but you could probably see where it is thickening up there. Okay, and you see all the bubbles there? That's showing that it's just about done there. And our green bean casserole is almost done as well. So we couldn't have more perfect timing here. Okay, I'm going to cut this off. Cut the oven off, and I'll bring y'all right back. There is our green bean casserole. Okay, so I have our turkey and dressing balls. They're really tiny. I went on and put my cranberry sauce on top of it, and I'm going to get just a little taste of the green bean casserole because it just came out of the oven and it is very hot. I don't know if you can see that steam. But I'm going to try the turkey and dressing ball, or turkey stuffing ball first. I'm getting a little bit of that cranberry sauce with it. Wow. That has like all the seasonings in it for dressing. I use the cornbread dressing. It's very good. Y'all, that's good. That's a win. And now our green bean casserole. Always a winner. So guys, if you're still here at this point of the video, give me a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. That will help my channel out. And leave a comment. Tell me what your favorite Thanksgiving dishes are. And as always, until I see you again, have a very blessed day. Goodbye.